What do you miss about being 12? How life was almost magical, not in a cringe way. You could actually get excited about things and all the endless possibilities. Now as an adult I feel stuck and fearing I'll never feel like that again. Happy thoughts though. Your comment made me laugh and got me wondering what cringe magic would be like. Using spells and potions to make situations and quotes that just get more awkward and awful the longer you think about them. This needs to become canon in every fantasy game. Waking up not in pain. You could bounce off a car at that age. I fully remember being hit by cars 3 different times. Riding my bike to fast around corners. And I would just jump up and ride off. How cheap it was to get drunk. OMB. Had a few. Thought that said 21. Still applies. Feeling like I still had my whole life ahead of me to figure out who I wanna be. Your comment resonates with me in a huge way. I've never really felt like I figured out who I want to be. I'm 28 now and out of time. I feel the same way you do, so it might strike you as insincere, but it's important you realize that even though you feel like you're out of time, it's not actually the case. We feel this way BC from a young age. We are asked to know everything and take huge decisions very quickly. We are asked to have a dream, but a great one, and ambition, but not too much. Then pick studies for a lifetime career when we have barely seen anything in life. And then everything you have and don't have suddenly start to define you as a person. It's hard being an adult when there's so much social pressure stacked on your shoulders. That being said, it's important to take a step back to understand that it's all just BS you've been fed from the cradle. And in reality, you have the rest of your life to figure out who you are. It's okay if it takes time or even a lifetime. It's a journey. Thinking the definition of heartbreak was my crush probably not liking me back. That's what my definition of it is. I've only had one GF, and I dumped her. I don't know what it's like to be broken up with. It ducking sucks. Being able to stay home and relax or hang out with my friends all summer when school was out instead of getting a job. Going to the lake all day every day with my friends and having no responsibilities whatsoever short of making our lunch to take with us. I go back and visit that lake every few years. It nearly brings me to tears remembering what I've lost. I swear this whole post is a can of melancholy and sadness that I'm starting to regret opening. My friends, or having friends in general, I know the feeling. I immediately thought of the line from Stand By Me where Richard Dreyfuss's character says, "I never had any friends later on like the ones I had when I was 12. Jesus, does anyone? Apostrophe. I just watched last night. I had friends like that when I was 12 and never again. So nostalgic. I kinda don't. I was extremely bullied back then, and even though I'm still dealing the repercussions I'm a lot happier. Yep, 12 was absolute hell. I don't miss anything from that point in my life. Crushes were so intense. I miss it and don't miss it at the same time. So many people are just sorta men. My metabolism. Not worrying about every little thing and not caring what anyone said to me. Funny enough, I was always worried about that in my teen years, but not so much now. I just wish I could tell myself back then to relax. The fresh testosterone coursing through my veins, as a 13-year-old can confirm. I broke a pill bottle by turning it the wrong way. Must have been a really poorly made pill bottle. Being genuinely happy. The ability to read multiple 500+ page books in less than a week. The hope for the future. Clear skin. Easy homework. Etc. Lol, what clear skin? I miss when I was 11. That was the last year before acne struck. It started when I was 12-ish, but it didn't get bad until 16. Night games. Ghost in the graveyard. German spotlight. Sardines. Late night paintball in the woods. Can you explain how to play German spotlight? Best played in the woods. The guard has to remain at home base. An established area like IDK 30-foot circle depends on the terrain. He closes his eyes and the rest of the players run at least 50 yards away and hide. The goal is to sneak into the home base. The guard has a flashlight he can only turn on for 3 seconds at a time and shine in one's place where he thinks he hears/sees someone sneaking. If he can identify someone, hair shining on throughout. Not having a job. Ignorance. Ignorance is bliss. I don't miss shit. I got bullied a lot. My grades sucked. My depression started. My parents argued a lot. And tbh I wanted to end it, also not a great year I would say. No coronavirus. Simpler times. Family wasn't so separated. I mean, yeah, we had our differences and issues, but it was all good regardless. Going out to places on the weekend. Having fun together. I'm only 25, but I wish I could go back to when I was 12. Convince my sisters to settle down and appreciate their parents and show more appreciation myself. Also convince my dad to stop working himself to the bone and convince my mom to take care of her health better. If I could go back and change things I would, but now the clock is ever steadily ticking. See, that's a funny thing. You would be 12. That's like the worst possible time to try to convince someone of anything. Younger and they would think how out of place that was, but still keep it in their mind. Older and maybe people will stop thinking of you as a walking financial burden. Either way, I doubt you could have done any of this being 12 years old. My metabolism. Nothing. I was depressed and bullied when I was 12. My grandparents being alive. Poppy candy cigarettes. Saturday morning cartoons. And snow days. No back pain. Not realizing I'm not going to live forever. Not much. I was abused in all possible ways back then. I feel sorry for you. Are you better now? I am. Found people that supported me where my family didn't. Thanks for asking. Playing outside. Just being able to make up a game and have fun. Diablo 2. Quake. Not being depressed. I can relate. Started at 14. First year of high school, for me. My grandparents. Having zero responsibilities and doing whatever you want every day. Not having experienced a period yet. I got the first at 13 and was mortified. Holy horror. What an unwelcome change in my life that I still despise. My uterus needs to calm the F down. Also not being regarded as a sexual object yet. Being just a kid as a little girl and an extreme tomboy was wonderful and free. Once men started regarding me with sexual intent was again an unwelcome change in my life, and not for the better. No bills and basically how much easier life was. Going to an anti-war protest and feeling optimistic that it would make a difference. Having the unwavering belief that I would grow taller. Fucking 30-year-olds. Bionicles. That summer seemed as long as the school year. The ability to eat Ben & Jerry's without having to take a shit. Just not caring about what others think. Do you remember how it is to be a teenager? Not feeling lonely if I didn't have a GF. Nothing. Absolutely ducking nothing. My childhood dog. The lack of responsibility. Having friends to talk about random person I saw on the bus, or the answer is 5 or 6 imago cry. I didn't worry so much. The only thing I worried about was trying not to fill my library card because my school librarian wouldn't give me a 5th library card. Barbies. My grandparents. Friends. The park. 80s TV. It was the last age where the number had a unique name for itself. In English, yes. I thought about that when I was 12 too. Yeah. I remember being intensely worried that I was about to not be a child anymore. I wanted to remain a child for longer. TBF. Being intensely worried about stuff I can't change is definitely still my MO. Nothing honestly. That's when my mental health started going down low. My G.I. Joes with the kung fu grip. Not giving two shits about politics. Not much. I can't even remember what I was up to when I was 12. TBH, I can barely remember yesterday. Looking forward to becoming a teenager. Being able to watch a sex scene with my parents and get away with saying I don't understand what's happening. Lol. Nothing other than no responsibilities. Please click subscribe if you enjoyed this video.